Today we got another episode of The Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 10, Operation Beifong. This is what I'm talking about. These are the kind of episodes that really bring something special to The Legend of Korra. I was so entertained by this episode, really enjoyed it. I just don't understand how we can't have these episodes consistent. Sure, you can have the slower episodes in the season, that's fine, but it shouldn't be constantly having slower episodes that they don't really go anywhere. This had everything. There was a lot of things going on in this episode. We had a rescue mission, we had Julie's betrayal, we had Korra trying to rally up the spirits to help fight in this war against Colvera. We had Varric and Asami actually work together. Yeah, and then there was humor, good humor with Bolin. I thought that was great, and there wasn't too much of Mako and Wu, but they had their little shining moment. I thought this episode was so entertaining because Toph, baby, Toph is doing work. Toph is like, man, this is why everybody loves Toph, even if she's young, even if she's middle-aged or old, because she's a really great character that you could really use in any type of episode for Legend of Korra, and it'd still be very entertaining. She still brings something to the table. We all know she's powerful. We all know she's probably the greatest earthbender of all time. Hell, she even had a Metal Academy. She could have taken over the Earth Kingdom, but she didn't. She decided to just lay low and just go off to the forest and be in touch with spirit vines. But overall, this episode was just the action at the end was very good. That's the kind of action I like. I mean, it was a little bit, I wouldn't say it wasn't too long, but it was just the right amount of action that we needed. I love the humor here with Bolin's interaction. I love Bolin's interaction with Toph. Opal interaction with Toph. Lynn's interaction with Toph. And Toph knew she wasn't a good mom, and that's what she says in this episode. I wasn't a good mom. She straight up says it. But she knows that she's Toph, and there's nothing that could really change her. I love the little thing about how Bolin is asking who's Lynn's dad, and then it's like the creator saying, it's some guy. I love that, and then I'm kind of saddened by that because it would have been nice to have like a little story about Lynn's dad, or even just the overall relationship Toph had because she had two relationships with two men. So I don't know who that is. Seems like he's not that important. I don't remember that name from Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you guys remember it, let me know. It's been so long since I saw the last Airbender, so I don't know if he was in the series. I don't remember the name of him. I don't remember hearing that name come up. But overall, it was a great episode. I definitely loved also Julie's betrayal. We all knew that Julie wasn't really with Colvera. But it was nice to see actually Julie really, she knows that Colvera is a monster, and really she didn't really do too much, just to halt the project for a couple of times. But overall, she didn't destroy the machine, which she should have somehow. But she tried, I guess. Also, I gotta say the Sue rescue, where everybody rescues Sue and her family. I thought that was great. I thought the Korra and the Spirit, honestly, I wasn't too excited for, but at least something was going on with Korra, and she was trying to rally up these spirits who don't want to fight in her war, because that's exactly what Unalak did with Vatu. So, I mean, they had a good point where it's saying, listen, you using us is the same way how Unalak used Vatu, by his own using those spirits to do his dirty business. So that was a good example, and that was good points by the spirits. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting when Colvera does attack Republic City and what's gonna happen there. Of course, Korra's gonna win. It's just crazy how Korra isn't as strong as she should be, but I think she will be. She'll get to her full self and powerful self towards the end of this series, I think. I mean, this is all about Toph, man. Toph really, I mean, I wish I had a Toph versus Colvera, but we didn't get that. But it was all about Toph. I did love everything, her interactions and stuff. Toph is Toph. I mean, she's hilarious, especially with her and Bolin. I love when Bolin, too, was eating the noodles, and he's just watching the back and forth between Lin and Toph, because there's some bad blood there. I mean, there's some... Lin really wasn't raised with the father and not really with the mother. She wasn't really raised at all, if you think about it. Toph was just there to really keep them in check, but, you know, they really set aside the difference towards the end of this episode. Opal and Bolin seem like they're back together because, you know, Bolin really had one good idea that made his head hurt. Overall, it was a great, entertaining episode that really, I was never bored. The pacing was great. The tone's always great. The music is always fantastic. I think this is the one thing that both series got right was the music. The music always gets you into the episode. It's like the Steven Spielberg effect where the music, you know, you're watching the scene and then that music just makes it perfect. I think the music is just fantastic. And you should go check. They have an album out, so go buy that album. But yes, this episode was great. What can I say? If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Personally, I give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed all the stakes that were, the stakes were high with Operation Beifong, and the family got together. You got to see a lot of earthbending here. And you got to see Culvera get called out by Toph, and that was great. I want to see a Toph versus Culvera, but we're not going to get that. After Toph's words and saying, "I'm an old lady. I mean, my back hurts. Why do you think Katara's not doing anything? We're old. Leave it up to the kids." And that just pretty much tells you it's never gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I think Toph would take out Culvera, honestly, if they were to fight, because Toph is. I mean, they were surrounded. Lin and Sue and her family and Bolin. At one point, they're all surrounded, and then Toph just lays out the whole army, Culvera's army. I mean, with just one little stroke, pretty much. So. Toph is just an amazing character. I don't know if we're gonna see her again. Maybe towards the very end, a little cameo. But I think this is it for Toph. And I gotta say, it was great seeing her in Legend of Korra. They didn't ruin her. They did her character justice. She was perfect in this series. She was the Toph we knew in The Last Airbender. Sure, we probably would have wanted some more, and definitely Toph fighting some more. But she served her purpose. She actually served her purpose. Other than Katara and Zuko, she wasn't just a cameo. So great by the creators and the writers to really do Toph justice. And now, moving forward, I'm expecting these last episodes to be up to par with this episode, to be better than this episode, because there's going to be a lot of things going on. Now we know Culvera is going to be attacking Republic City in 2 weeks, but honestly, it's going to be sooner because Korra probably knows that from Opal and all in her whole group that Julie, that basically, freaking Culvera is coming after him. So, and the machine still works. So we'll see what goes down on that. So thank you guys for listening. If you like this video, please push the like button and please subscribe for more Legend of Korra. It's almost over, guys. Are you guys sad that it's gonna be over? And I don't think we're getting any more Avatar. Honestly, I'm very, very interested on seeing what that conclusion is going to be all about. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to find happiness. I mean, it's a kids show. You're not going to see any doom and gloom here. If you think about it, it's still a kids show. So a little bit sad. Like I said, that Legend of Korra is it's a great show. But it's definitely kind of disappointing after Last Airbender because you expected more out of it. But if you take away those expectations, it's still a great show. So, yeah, a little bit sad that it's going to be done and that's it. But that's fine. I mean, it's time to move on to different time of stuff. Like, look at Naruto. It's over. You got to move on, even though we're getting a movie, even though we're getting a little bit of spinoff. So, thank you guys for listening and have a great day.